That officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army need conducive working environment for optimal performance cannot be overemphasized. And right from the onset, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUF BURATAI, set out to improve the conditions and functionalities of various Nigerian Army offices nationwide. The focus of this episode is on the efforts of the Army's leadership to improving adequate office accommodations for efficiency.
The better part of the life of a soldier is mostly spent in his work environment, where he daily carries out the enormous task of protecting the territorial integrity and internal security of his country and fellow citizens. The state of infrastructures where many life-saving decisions are made is either not available or in a state of total neglect, which greatly dampens the morale of officers and soldiers, thereby negatively impacting on their performance. The appointment of Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUF BURATAI as the new Chief of Army Staff in 2015 marked a turning point in the infrastructural setback the Nigerian Army was faced with. A tour of most of the Army divisions and formations brought to fore the urgent need to make the work environment of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army more comfortable, which is in line with his vision of having a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional role.
Since my assumption of command as the Chief of Army Staff, I have made deliberate efforts to enhance the overall operational capabilities of the Nigerian Army. This I have strived to achieve through implementation of an innovative strategy to ensure that the Nigerian Army is always ahead of the adversary in this complex and ever dynamic asymmetric threats. To this end, we have also made deliberate efforts to uplift the welfare and administrative standards of military personnel and formations, respectively, through new targeted infrastructural developments and focused overhauling of existing ones to meet international standards.
The Nigerian Army Headquarters was among the first to witness infrastructural change the Chief of Army Staff commenced upon assumption of office because of its sensitive nature and his desire for officers and soldiers serving directly under him to work in a conducive environment. The building was remodeled and expanded to accommodate more offices. Winning the war against insurgency in the northeast was critical to restoring the hope of Nigerians in the army, which led to the creation of Operation Lafia Dole in Maiduguri, Borno State, a strategy targeted at taking the fight to the enemies. Lieutenant General Buratai constructed and furnished the headquarters of Operation Lafia Dole in Malari Cantonment, Maiduguri, to optimize fighting spirit in his men. The 2019 First Quarter Chief of Army Staff Conference, held in Jaji, Kaduna State, was an ample opportunity for Lieutenant General T.Y. Buratai to commission some laudable projects built by his administration. These projects are aimed at improving the working environment of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army Infantry Corps, which played host to the conference, was dotted with brand new, remodeled, and renovated structures. First was the commissioning of the brand new headquarters of the School of Infantry, which is a very strategic part of the Nigerian Army, where arms-bearing officers and soldiers are trained for better output. Others are brand new accommodations for students of the school, fully furnished for the comfort of students while undergoing training of building their capacity. Also attached to the school is an Olympic-sized swimming pool which will serve for training and leisure for students and members of the Nigerian Army and family.
On benefit of all officers and men of the Nigerian Army, we commission these educators, headquarters, Nigerian Army School of Infantry. So, help us God. Amen.
Lieutenant General T.Y. BURATAI's transformation in the Nigerian Army also extended to human capital development as part of improving efficiency in the Nigerian Army personnel performance. In line with this, he established 2 capacity-building institutions, the Army War College of Nigeria, aimed at inculcating operational competency on not only the middle-level personnel of the Nigerian Army, but also caters for other sister military and security services in Nigeria. A visit to the college reveals more of Lieutenant General BURATAI's imprint in professionalizing the Nigerian Army.
Lieutenant General BURATAI is a special type. I think he has really influenced what we do at the college. His support for us has been very immense. He took us from nothing to what we are today. In a space of 4 months, was able to build this big edifice. And it's not just about the infrastructure, but about the content. Education is the best you can bequeath to a people. And he has invested massively in professional military education, which we do at the college. And it has been very phenomenal. He has built us this edifice. We have a very good quarters for the participants. We have a sports complex, which is one of the best we can get in Nigeria. He has been very, very influential. And we can't but just thank him. And he has sown a very big seed for us, a very big one, because we all try to emulate his standards. And those are very palpable things we should do to project training in Nigeria.
Relating to the Army War College of Nigeria is the Nigerian Army Resource Center, geared towards collection, collation, and development of vital ideas to improve the capacity of the Nigerian Army, bringing it to the standard of being an information hub that can serve as an engine room for advancement of all human endeavor. The Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, just as many other corps of the Nigerian Army, have been relocated to their brand new headquarters, all thanks to the ingenuity of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General BURATAI, who strongly believes that when a soldier is given all needed tools to work, then maximum productivity is expected. The headquarters of the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, with its latest annex building, no doubt, is designed, built and equipped with the best technology that meets world standard.
I'm indeed extremely delighted to be in your midst today to commission the newly constructed headquarters Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps complex. I am of the firm belief that a well-equipped and administered Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps that functions optimally will have multiplier salutary effects across the full spectrum of all our operations and activities. It is against this backdrop that I hereby assure you all, seated here today, that we will continue to sustain this line of effort. Generally, given the resources available to the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, I want to observe that the Corps has been proactive in providing timely and accurate intelligence in support of ongoing military operations. I want to therefore seize this opportunity to enjoin all officers and soldiers of the Corps to reinvigorate their collection and analysis efforts to the Nigerian Army and indeed the whole nation to combat the myriads of asymmetric threats to our collective existence and security.
It seems just like yesterday when our amiable Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General TUKUR BURATAI, was at this location precisely on the 12th of December 2018 to commission the new headquarters Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps complex and approved its immediate occupation by the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps personnel. On that day also, he graciously allocated that building as accommodation for Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps officers. On the same day, our own honorary Intelligence Corps Chief of Army Staff also laid the foundation for the Counterintelligence Command and the HQ Night Camp complex. Since then, the Corps has been inundated with accolades by all visitors who have been unanimously impressed with the state-of-art facilities constructed for us by our own very Chief of Army Staff. During a recent visit by our counterparts from the Intelligence Corps of the South African Defense Forces, the delegates could not hide their admiration for what they saw here. Indeed, I can vividly recall that one of the leaders of the delegation had to remark that this complex is world standard and that the Nigerian Army was indeed making the African continent proud. I would like, therefore, to thank Ab Initio, the Chief of Army Staff, once more for bequeathing this international standard headquarters to the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps.
Commission this edifice to the benefit of officers and men of Nigerian Army and to humanity. So help us God.
The South-South region of the country was not left out in the infrastructural overhauling of the Nigerian Army Division and formations for better service delivery. The 6th Division of the Nigerian Army, with area of responsibility covering rivers, Delta, Bayelsa and Akwa Ibom states, have had its own fair share of the transformation agenda of the Lieutenant General BURATAI's administration. The Camp TUKUR BURATAI, which houses the 16th Brigade Garrison of the Nigerian Army in Bayelsa State, can best be described as second to none in the history of Bayelsa State when completed, giving officers and soldiers of the brigade a sense of belonging.
This right here is Camp TUKUR BURATAI, the newly built barracks that houses 16th Brigade Garrison, including elements of the headquarters. To my left here is the guardhouse, the integrated guardhouse and the quarter guard. The guardhouse serves to provide the first layer of security for the barracks. It also houses the intelligence and the military police who provide the security for the barracks. Right here to my left, we have a fish pond. This fish pond is part of the Chief of Army Staff's Barrack Initiative program. The pond has over 10,000 different types of fish or pieces of fish, and the aim of having this project is to support the soldiers and their families. Right here, we're at the Garrison complex. That is my office. From here, I coordinate the administrative work of the brigade because, as I earlier mentioned, the garrison provides administrative services for
the brigade. He handles the administrative issues of the brigade. So I have my office complex here along with my support staff. And then to the northeast, we have the Soldiers Club and the Warrant Officers and Sergeants Mess. To the east, over there, you have the 16th Brigade Medical Center. The barracks was built through the support of Army headquarters. The brigade still remains very grateful to the Chief of Army Staff and his support staff, the principal staff officers, and the rest of the Nigerian Army under the leadership of General T.Y. BURATAI for bringing this dream to fruition. Right now we have, there is sufficient accommodation to house the soldiers. Hitherto there was nothing here. The whole of this place was basically a forested area, a swampy forested area. But then today, through the instrumentality of the Army headquarters and the this is 16th Brigade Medical Center. It's an ultra-modern medical center that is designed to provide medical and other health services to the barracks community and also to the adjacent communities that we have to within our area of responsibility. So as part of our civil-military cooperation and part of the way we give out to the community, we provide medical services, and this is supposed to provide that service not to only our soldiers and personnel of the sister services, but also to members of the community.
Then the offices for the physiotherapy is on this my right side, and as well as the emergency. But since the fact that we were just coming here, the patient load have not been much. Most of the patients that we see are majorly outpatients, but we still have our own emergency, everything that was there. We have the defibrillator, all of that thing for rescuing patients. Then for the hub, that's where we have the lab, the theater, and the labor room. Then the ward, we have 2 main wards down here. Then the first floor, we also have another 2 main wards, but the amenity ward, we have 4. 2 at the first floor, then the other 2 at the last floor, together with the lab and other offices. So that is what we have for this building.
63 Brigade Headquarters of the Nigerian Army in Asaba Delta State is also a creation of Lieutenant General BURATAI, which has brought the Army closer to the people with the sole aim of taking the Army to the grassroots. The 81 Division Garrison Complex in Lagos State was not left out, as the Chief of Army Staff gave it a total renovation, bringing it back to life, thereby boosting the officers and soldiers in the garrison to put in their best. A remarkable initiative of the Chief of Army Staff is the establishment of the Nigerian Army Cyber War Command in October 2018. This command, which has been described as a game changer, is mandated to protect the Nigerian Army data space, prevent and counter cyber terrorism, among other assignments of national interest. In its short time of existence, so far, the Cyber Warfare Command has proven its mettle and capacity, particularly during the 2019 general elections, where it deployed a crowd map platform for location-based information aggregation to enable monitoring of activities. In line with his policy, Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUF BURATAI approved the construction of office and residential accommodation for the personnel of the command. The residential accommodation was recently commissioned.
On behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUF BURATAI, I, Lieutenant General Yenagoa, Chief of Policy and Plans, this evening, to the glory of God, for the use of the Nigerian Army and particularly the cyber warfare command and to humanity at large. Gentlemen, please hold it. I call the tape to declare this accommodation for the cyber warfare command personnel open.
To further prepare the Cyber Warfare Command to effectively dominate the fifth domain of warfare, a state-of-art school structure is currently being constructed for proper human capital development. From all available records, the Nigerian Army, under the leadership of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General TUKUR YUSUF BURATAI, has experienced great transformation, especially as it concerns the general state of infrastructure for better and optimum output of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. All over the Federation, there are commissioned, completed or ongoing projects in every Nigerian Army command and formations.
With a new wave of improvement in the number of offices for the Nigerian Army, both new structures and facelift of existing ones, it is clear that soon and very soon, the deficiency in office accommodations for the Nigerian Army will soon be over.